Hello and welcome to Mtoto News. I'm your host, Brian King. Today, I'll be interviewing an FGM activist and a writer, Sadia Hussein. She has just but recently received the Commonwealth Points of Light Award. She's here today to talk about the new book that she's going to launch. So welcome, Sadia.
Thank you so much. My name is Sadia Hussein. I'm a champion and FGM survivor. Thank you so much for hosting me today. What motivated me to write the book is because of children like you who actually approached me and shared with me their stories, and they felt like there is need for us to empower children, because if children can actually raise their voices, then I believe they are the generation that can transform our societies to be a bright future for all of us.
How has this book and the others affected you personally? And how does your family feel about these books and the others that you've written?
My family actually supported me writing this book, and I really appreciate and acknowledge their efforts and their support. Especially my daughters. I have 3 daughters who didn't go through FGM, and I believe if my daughters alone can today speak up and raise their voice, what about if I empower other girls, other children, and I impact their life positively? Then that's what actually motivated me, and my family supports me because they have seen the advantages of empowering children when they are young. Remember, if we want to transform a society, then we need to lay the foundation, and the foundation is the children we are talking about.
And so, Sadia, I've seen your other book, The Hidden Scars of FGM. Does this book relate to the other one, or is it different?
They are a bit different. Reason being, in the first book, it has my personal life testimony. That's why I called it The Hidden Scars of Female Genital Mutilation, because the world does not know that FGM is actually impacting our lives negatively, and it's never prioritized. That's why I said if the scars were visible on the face, then perhaps the world would have ended FGM. But since the scars are hidden and done to private genitalia, then they believe that it's not a priority. It's just maybe a harmful culture, and it has taken us a lot of decades. For instance, Corona is now raging globally, but FGM has been raging for all these years and decades. So why are they not still prioritizing FGM? And it's actually many women and girls are dying because of FGM, either during the cut or during delivery. So I believe to transform these children, and they can stand within the society, raise their voices, be heard, and now we achieve a world free from violence.
And so, Sadia, is the book mainly targeted to children, or does it relate to other people as well?
No, not really. The target is as many people as possible, despite their age, religion, race, color. Reason being, if a child is empowered, then I believe even the parents should also know what are the rights of this child. For instance, I can read the book with my daughters. Then this book is specifically for also stakeholders to understand what are these rights of children without further exploiting them. If we can actually, all of us, understand what is the kind of future that we both desire, what is the kind of future that we want for our kids, then that way we will be able to understand. When we are talking about education, I should not just force my daughter to pursue education to pass exams, but I should actually support and nurture that talent that is within my daughter, like you are today. You have a talent apart from going to school. Can we tap those talents, nurture them, and support our children for a brighter future for all of us?
So, Sadia, FGM is one of the main issues in Kenya. What are some of the challenges you faced in the creation of the book?
The challenges are, for instance, when we are talking about FGM, as I told you earlier, FGM is something that is done to a hidden genitalia, and it's hard to justify. That's why I wrote the first book of the Hidden Scars of FGM. I had to be curious and cautious enough that I don't exploit children further. How can I make sure I pass a message about FGM without further changing the mindset of a boy or a girl in a negative way? So by trying to safeguard all those interests, actually I went through a lot. Then there is that bit of financial constraints. Production is not that easy. So, but I told myself I have the courage to actually empower children through this book. And it's not just an ordinary book. It's a book that I believe can actually impact the life of children positively. And I believe if we all of us join our hands together, then we will achieve not only FGM-free world, but a world free from all forms of violence, because the solution lies with the younger generation. Remember, culture is transferred from the older generation to the younger generation. So if these kids are already empowered, they cannot now receive the cultures from the older generations. They will be a completely transformed generation that can actually coexist and live together in a happy way.
Now, Sadia, in this age of technology, in which everyone is using technology to access information, how can a young person, an adolescent, access this book via technology? Is it available in soft copy?
For now, it has not been digitalized yet. We are launching the book tomorrow. After the launching, we will be distributing the books for according to orders. So if there is someone outside the country who perhaps wants a book, then we can still find a way of delivering the book. But for now, it has not been digitalized. And even in the book itself, it talks about the technology, how children can actually use technology for their own benefit in a positive way, not to get exploited. Because I believe sometimes children are exploited online. So the book itself speaks a lot of things about technology, how the children can use digital technology to prosper and actually use it to solve some of the challenges facing our societies.
You mentioned earlier that you have 3 daughters. How easy is it for them to understand and relate to the book?
This book is actually for everyone. It even talks about the disabled children. And when we are talking about children, I believe I want to have children who can actually reason beyond color, beyond tribe, beyond race. A child is a child, that's period. So for my daughters, they can relate with the book because, it's very simple. The book itself is simply made for children to understand, whether they come from different backgrounds, different religions, different races. It's easy for them to understand the content because it has creative illustrations that can actually relate with the content of the book. Again, the book itself is meant to actually sensitize children on their rights. So it's in a simplified version.
Thank you so much, Sadia. We acknowledge your efforts and thank you so much.
Thank you too.
You heard that, guys. A child is a child, no matter the age, no matter the gender, no matter the race. A child is a child. Again, thank you, Sadia, for your input. It has been very helpful. I've been your host, Brian King. This is Mtoto News.